here's where I'm at currently with the polystyrene drawing project. And I worked on it during the early to late morning hours. I primarily worked on it, if I recall, roughly from 4 in the morning to about 10 in the morning. Oddly enough, finishing the front and this side of the jeans took all that time. Partially because it involved some careful detail, and partially because as I worked on it, I would listen to YouTube videos in the background and do tasks, if I recall, primarily on Incremental Epic Hero 2, but also Elvenar a little bit, and Queen's Blade Limit Break a little bit too. I did continue working on it until roughly 2 to 3 p.m., though the bulk of the work was roughly from 4 to 10 in the morning. Since from roughly around 10:15, 10:30 in the morning, it was when I microwaved some leftover pizza from when Dad went to Salvatore's. The other day. I microwaved it for 2 minutes because I had 4 slices on my plate. From my experience, there's a general rule that for each slice of pizza you have on a plate, you microwave it for 30 seconds. I don't know if that always applies, but it has for me, since whenever I have pizza, leftover pizza, I typically have somewhere between 1 and 4 slices or pieces. This cup is part of an evening pot Dad made. It was somewhere between 7 and 8 p.m. And Dad made that evening pot so he could make me an Irish coffee. to have during the NFC Conference Championship football game, which he watched at home in the living room. I tried to watch it with him. But I started nodding off early into the game. So I went to bed. And shortly after the game started, although we didn't watch it live, rather we watched a recording of it on the smart TV Dad has in the living room, although at that time the game wasn't completely over. We were roughly 8 or so minutes behind the live game. We watched the NFC Conference Championship football game at Brody's with Dad's friend Magdi. This slice of pizza is left over from when we got a Boston Whaler pizza with bacon. Which is essentially getting a pepperoni pizza with bacon. It's just that they call what is essentially a pepperoni pizza the Boston Whaler. We got chicken wings, the three of us, to go with the pizza. Dad got an order of Brody sauce. I got an order of Carolina barbecue. And as for Magdi, I'm not sure, but what she got was different from what Dad and I got. I recall, despite the picture having more than one slice of that Boston Whaler pizza, maybe I recall 2. I didn't dip my wings into the blue cheese at all, though at one point I accidentally got a bit of it on the back of a slice. While I was there, I just had some beer from a pitcher Dad got, and that we all shared. And then some iced water. Though before I had the iced water, I asked that some beer I had around that time be garnished with a cherry, since I like cherries. And by this point, I'm familiar with the bartender I made that request to. And then towards the last quarter of the game, Magdy got a funnel cake dessert, which comes with some scoops of ice cream, some hot fudge, and some caramel, if I recall correctly. It could just be some hot fudge, though. And she shared it between the three of us, herself, Dad, and I. It was kind of her to do so. And if I recall, she often wants to get a funnel cake from Brody's, but can't eat a whole funnel cake herself, so she typically shares it with Dad and me. As for why I didn't take a picture of the evening Irish coffee, to do so, I felt that I would have gotten stuff other than the living room table, or I believe that's technically called a coffee table, in the photo I would have produced, since at the time I was sitting in that armchair that's perpendicular to our TV in the living room. To the right side, on the right side of the TV, and kind of in front of it. I recall having some plain coffee with the one or two Irish coffees that I had in the morning. Obsidian. I know that's coming up, but I don't know what chapter I'll encounter that.